Hi everyone, it is time for the second installment in my monthly makeup basket series. So I did the first one last month. I'll go ahead and link this whole playlist down below in case you're interested in seeing kind of my thought process for doing it and all that. But pretty much I just kind of want to focus in on some products. I have a ton of makeup. I just posted my makeup collection video, so I'll go ahead and link that below as well. I have a lot. I know I have a lot. I'm not ashamed of that. I love makeup. But this way I can focus in on a few products for, an extended period of time and really get some use out of them. And if you watched my empties video that I just posted, which I'll link that below as well in case you did not, then you can see that I did use up, a few makeup products, which doesn't happen very often. So anyway, that being said, let's get into it. I added a couple of categories. I'm not sure when I added them, if they were in the last video or not. I also kind of gave myself a few more options in some areas. But anyway, we'll get into all of that momentarily. So I'm going to try to do it in order, but it's all just kind of spaced out here, so we'll see what happens. So first we'll start with eyeshadow primer. So I decided last month that I wanted to have an eyeshadow primer that was like a nude color that doesn't really give any coloration, but I also wanted to have a cream shadow because I love cream shadows. I think they add a lot to your makeup look. And again, in case you missed that video, I only have this makeup basket until I've hit the correct number of empties of how many I bought until that gets even, which is kind of in my monthly, or my makeup buying plan. I'll link that video as well. It's really, I explain a lot more in my previous makeup basket video, but just FYI. Hippo is eating some flower petals right now. Alright. So for my nude one that doesn't really give any color, I decided to pull out my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. It's a little mini sample size. So far, I like this pretty well. And then for my colored one, I decided to pull this guy out. This is the Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade 45 Bold Gold. I actually hit pan on this and then I stirred it up, so you can't really tell I've hit pan, but there it is. It's a really pretty gold shade. I am using this today. I think you get a lot of impact on it. And I don't know, I just love cream eyeshadows. I'm a huge fan. So, just another, getting through some items would always be good. So, that's exciting. So, next we'll go into actual eyeshadows. I pulled out my Too Faced Sugar Pop palette. If y'all watched, I have done a full review of this, and it is still available on Sephora last time I checked. But if you watched me last summer, you know that this was my absolute obsession. I love this palette. The pigmentation is amazing. The colors are really unique, and they're just, it's so pretty. And to me, I want to also, with these baskets, try to be, kind of seasonal. And this just screams spring and summer to me. And I love it. So I'm using this bubblegum shade right now today. That's the pink that you see. And then I have Sweet and Spicy is my inner corner highlight and on my brown one as well. Again, I have done a full review of it, so I'll link that below in case you want to see like all swatches and stuff. But it's a beautiful palette. And it's $36, which isn't that much. I still highly recommend it. And I kind of stopped using it in the winter just because you can tell they aren't super wintry shades. But, like, pulling it back out, it just reminds me again how much I adore this palette. Alrighty. So, next for eyeshadow, I have this little bitty trio. This has been in favorites videos before. I know they've repackaged it, so I don't know if they have different formulations or not. But this is the Almay Intense Eye Color Shimmer-I Kit in 421 Trio for Browns. And it is just so pretty to me. I don't know. I think this lid shade is just kind of unique. It's almost a duochrome, like pinky, goldy shade. Then we've got a matte brown, which is just okay. This matte white is really chalky looking in a swatch, but it does the job as a brow bone highlight. So they're the three shades. And I just really like them. I think that they're really unique. Not so much unique, except I do think that this lid shade is unique. But it's a really nice neutral palette. I grab for it a lot when I'm just like, which honestly, eye makeup is my favorite. So usually I kind of do more creative things. But as like a companion palette, or if I have something that's really important and I don't want to have crazy hot pink eyeshadow on, I grab for this. Next, we have this guy. Now, I did make a products that I've hit pan on video recently, so that will also be linked below. And I kind of mentioned that I'm going to keep these products in my monthly makeup bag. So number one, you can get an update on them. And number two, so I make sure that I don't hit pan on something and then just let it sit and sit and sit and not really use it up. So my kind of rule that I made for myself is when I want whatever's So like, I need to show you. So this, I've hit pan on 2 of these eyeshadows. So we've got this gold shade and then this really pretty, it's like a taupey brown, but it's got some pink in it. And I just really love it. This is from my, there's that shade, my Reveal 2 palette sampler by Coastal Scents in the shade Sunset. So I kind of made the rule, if I ever want a gold eyeshadow, I need to grab for this because I've already hit pan on it. So you can see right there, and then this I've hit quite a bit of pan. There's a dent in both of these, but I haven't hit pan in either of them. So I kind of marked it on the front, so hopefully you can tell right there. But I will be having this in my monthly makeup bag until I at least use up the products that I've actually hit pan. So if I use up these 2 and haven't hit pan on either one of these, then I'll just put it back in my drawer. And, you know, it'll come out in the rotation, obviously. Is that it? Oh. And then I have some single shadows as well. So this is the Almay Shadow Softie in 140 Vintage Grape. Again, it was something that I hit pan on. You can see I've hit quite a bit of pan. So again, anytime I want a, you know, a deep purple, this is what I'll grab for. I don't love this at all. I think that it's way too much work to get minimal pigmentation at best. So I'm really ready to use this up. I will not be purchasing this again. But there it is. So, you know, if I use my Decay small angled brush, really dig it in there and use it for like my outer corner, and it does work. But there's just, I have other dark purple eyeshadows that are a lot better. So I would love to use this up relatively soon. And then I've got this from Victoria's Secret. It's the Beauty Rush Wet Dry Eyeshadow in the shade Bronzinger. So I've hit, again, I did mark it on here. So each month I'll make a new mark, obviously. And I do have a pretty significant amount of pan showing. It's just a nice deep brown. It's got a lot of gold glitter in it. Eyeshadow, I like to use it to deepen up my outer corner. I like it in the crease, although I have that other brown that I like it a little bit better. So this is really pretty. And I will, anytime I need a brown, this is what you will see me use until it's all gone. And then I have 2 singles that I actually haven't hit pan on. This I got in the Sephora Favorites kit, and I haven't really used it enough. It's the Nars Dual Intensity Eyeshadow in Himalia, which is this really pretty rose gold. I feel like every time I look at it, I think it's a different color than it actually is. I think it's like a really like goldy shade, and it's not. It's like a rosy taupey shade. It's right here. It's really pretty, really, really pigmented. It is a full size, and I was so excited to have it, so I really want to make sure I'm getting some use out of it. And then I've got this Maybelline New York Chic Naturals eyeshadow single in 10S Vanilla. This shade is pretty standard. You can see that it's got not any pan, but I've definitely used it quite a bit. And it's just a shimmery white shade. I like to use it in my inner corner because I generally like a shimmery inner corner. Today it's more of a matte, but I still think it looks nice. But I like a really shimmery inner corner, so I use that. And then for eyeliners, I decided that I wanted to use a colorful eyeliner and a neutral eyeliner. So I have the Urban Decay 24/7 Velvet Glide-On Pencil in the shade Black Velvet. This is actually pretty dry, and it just broke. So I need to sharpen that now. I've already sharpened it a few times. I think that this will probably go pretty quickly. And as I stated before, but just to reiterate, if I use something up, so like if I use up this neutral pencil, then I'll bring in a new neutral pencil until I'm done with that monthly makeup basket. So again, here it is. It's fine. I got an empty bag. I got it a while ago, and it just dried up. And I don't think it's really anything great. I think there are other better black eyeliners. And then this is pretty new. It's the Sephora Waterproof Crayon in 29, My Boyfriend's Jeans. So it's a really pretty bright blue, but it's kind of it's not quite a navy, but it's just a royal blue. I think it's really pretty. I think it'll be fun to like put it on my eyes just to spice things up. Again, a really nice spring, summer kind of thing to do. And then I've got mascara. I'm using this Too Faced Better Than Sex mini mascara. I don't expect that this will last too much longer, but I do really like the look of it. I think it is really good. And it's got this natural fiber hourglass shaped wand, which I'm sure most of y'all have seen many, many times. Alright, I think. Oh, and then for my brows this month, I am using the NYX Brow Mascara in number 3 Brunette. It's a really nice tinted brow gel, but it does give a little bit of more volume, or, you know, makes your brows look a little thicker. I generally have pretty decent brows, but this helps just a little bit. Alright, I believe that is it for eyes. So now let's go to face. I have this Kate Somerville Prime Protection Dual Action Primer. It is so close to being done. It's one of those silicone-based primers. I like to have a silicone primer for my laugh lines, even though they're really not that bad, but just to have it there. And right on my nose, because I do have kind of bigger pores. So I'm really close to using this up, and I'm just kind of trying to get that out of my collection. And then for my primer for all over my face, I'm using the Smashbox Primer Water. Ooh, I didn't mark this. I'm trying to mark everything, so just so, even though these aren't like in a project pan or anything, but just to see how much use I actually get out of it after using it for a month, and then the next time it makes it to the rotation, it'll have another mark on it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to mark this just to see how much. So far I don't really see a huge difference, but we'll see. So then for foundation, I have my Neutrogena Nourishing Longwear Makeup in the shade 20 Natural Ivory. I wanted to try to find a shade that really matched what complexion I have right now. And this is nice. I don't dislike it. I did really not like it at first, but I think I was just using too much. I think that's kind of a problem I have with base makeups in general. So I'm trying to be lighter handed with that. And so far it's nice. It's fine. It's just, it doesn't have a pump, so you have to like beat it on the back of your hand. It also is, and it's super, super thick, so that's just not a good design, but the actual product is fine. And then I also wanted to pull in a BB cream. So I like to have a heavy, not heavy, but a fuller coverage foundation and then a really light coverage foundation. So I have this Jour Matte Moisture Tint Sunscreen SPF 15 in the shade Natural Beige, or Beige Natural. It's still a little dark for me, actually, but I'm hoping yeah, that's a lot. It's kind of yellow and dark, but I think, I don't know, we'll see how that all works out. I'm not super hopeful, but maybe I'll get a little bit of use, especially because I'm, in case you don't know, I'm a marine scientist, so I go out on the boat a lot. I was actually spent 3 days on the boat last week, so maybe I'll get a tan. Alright, so then I also, kind of the same mindset, I wanted to have 2 powders. So I had a powder that actually has some coverage, and then a translucent powder. So this was also in my products I fit pan on. It's the Neutrogena Skin Clearing Mineral Powder in the shade 30 Buff. You can see I've hit quite a bit of pan. This does go by really fast, but I really, really like this product. It also has a little bit of salicylic acid in it, which I find really, really helpful if I am breaking out. It's just the shade's a little deep for me and kind of warm tone, but such a soft powder. Really like this. And then I pulled out an old favorite, which I think is probably going to last me the next 100 years. It's the Coty Airspun Powder in the shade Translucent. I just like to dust this all over my face. It looks super nice. It doesn't really give you any coverage. It just kind of sets your makeup down. And it's huge. And I've used it a bunch, and you can't even see, like, because I was going to mark it, like, how much powder has gone down, and I can't even do that. So, like I said, it'll last me the next 100 years. Alright, so then I have an under eye concealer, which is my Neutrogena Healthy Skin Brightening Concealer. I didn't have a mark on this, but I think it's actually, it's one of those that pushes up, and I think this might be the bottom of the push-up. So that's exciting. I might actually get some good use out of that. And then this is a pretty old Revlon Age Defying Concealer. It's nice. It's not the best. I don't know. If you have any good stick concealers for blemishes, I would love to know, because I still feel like it doesn't do everything I would like it to do, but it's not bad. So using this up as well. Then we'll go to cheeks. I also have this NYX Radiant Finishing Powder in 01 Brighten. I just use this under my eyes to set my concealer. For cheeks, I decided I wanted to have a cream blush. So I pulled out the Trestique Baby Blush Stick in Bora Bora Coral. So I've got that much of that. And this is nice. It doesn't have a ton of pigmentation. Like, once you blend it out, you can see it kind of blends away a little bit, but it's nice. It is a really, really dry cream blush, which is different. It's not sticky at all. So it doesn't really help the longevity, which a lot of cream brushes do if you put it on and then put a powder blush over it. So it doesn't really do that, but I don't know. I'm trying it out, playing with it some more. And then we have this guy, the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer in St. Lucia. This was also, again, in the products I've hit pan on. I've used a ton of this blush. So, close to using that up. I really like to pull for this when I have a neutral blush day. For color cosmetics, I don't want to just focus in on one product because I've got a lot. So, here we go. This bronzer I haven't hit pan on is super deep. And then we have the blush, which is just kind of a neutral corally blush. So if I ever want a neutral blush, I'm definitely going to be grabbing for this to try to use that up. And along the same lines, I have the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Powder. It is my contour today. I just don't really love this. I know it's super hyped. I just don't think it's that great, but I feel like I'm pretty close to using it up, and I would really like this guy to be out of my collection. Alright, I'm running out of room. Okay, and then I pulled out my Tarina Tarantino blush palette. I am using the shade Candy Cameo today. That's my pink blush right here. And so it's got kind of a coral blush that I probably won't be using because if I want this, I'll go for the other one. And then this really nice neutral blush. And then a pink blush that's matte and a pink blush with glitter. I'm using the glittery one. So, this is a really nice palette, and if for nothing else, the mirror is great. It doesn't swatch well, and it is kind of hard to blend. But, again, I like to make sure that I'm using my products and giving everything fair game. And then I have this little Buxom Divine Goddess Mini Illuminator. I know a lot of people really love this. I don't think it's that great. You can tell it wasn't a previous project pan. I'm about right here. I think I can definitely get through this month, and that'll be really exciting because I'm just kind of done with it. And then I gave myself quite a few lip choices. So if you watch my makeup collection, then you know that I have my lips kind of separated into colors. So what I did is I grabbed one from each color. So my hot pink lip, which is what I have on today, is the Maybelline Color Whisper. I'm going to wipe off my hand. In the shade Cherry on Top, I believe. Yeah, number 50. So it's a really nice, actually super pigmented, kind of balmy texture. Super hot pink and pretty. So that's what I have on today. For my light pinks, I decided to pull out my Too Faced Melted Liquid Lipstick in the shade Peony, or Peony as some people like to say. This is a really nice kind of a neutral pink. And I've had it for a while and I don't feel like I've gotten enough use out of it, which is kind of the point of these. Those look really similar actually on camera, but this is definitely more mauve-y and neutral, and this is more of a bright pink. For my nude, I grabbed the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie in the shade Get Ready. This is a little mini lipstick I have, and I never really use it, and I think it's so pretty. It is a deeper nude and kind of mauve as well. These all kind of have the same family, but it's really pretty. I used it the other day, and I really enjoyed it, and it's super soft and nice on the lips. And then for my kind of berry shade, I got the NYC Kiss Gloss in the shade 537 Boy Berry. I'm actually afraid this might be separated, and if it is, it'll go in my empties, and I'll mark off one of my empties like I like to do. Well, not like to do, but it's kind of how it works. But maybe it's not. It's actually looking like it might not be. I don't know. I need to play with it some more. But there it is. It's just a nice berry gloss. Not a ton of pigmentation, just one of these juicy tube things. I don't really use these, so I want to, you know, focus in on that guy. Then this was actually a point perk that I got from Sephora. It's the Bite Beauty Lip Gloss in the shade Mimosa. So I wanted to pull this out. I have a purple one in Strange Fruit that I absolutely love. So these are really, really pigmented. They're almost like liquid lipsticks. They're not matte or anything, but they're just super, super pigmented. And I like the smell. So that's my red lip option. For my orange lip option, especially for summer, if like you need one of these, it's a NYC City Proof Intense Color in the shade 51 Canal Street Coral. I'm pretty sure I've done a full review of these, and I'll link that below if I have. But there you go. True orange lip, just in a jumbo pencil. I really like these. They're a little bit drying, but I think they're really nice and pigmented. And then these L'Oreal, what are these called? The Color Extraordinaire, Color Riche, I don't know. But one of these things, they're like the glossy stains. I kind of went for my deeper purple just because I feel like I can still pull it off at this point. It's a little too fall, but you know, we'll make it work. And these are just super pretty. So there you are, true purple lip. I love purple lipstick. It's in the shade 186, Berry Persistent. So those are my lip options for the month. And then I also decided I wanted to focus in on one nail polish because I have a bunch and I have a lot of things that are very, very similar. I don't really need that. So I have this Victoria's Secret nail lacquer in the shade Wild Side. So there's that. If you look on the back, it's up here. So it is what I have on my nails and toes right now. It's already chipped and it's only been a couple of days. So I think I'm going to end up using this quite a bit. It's fine. It's a really pretty shade. And then I also wanted to put in a perfume. So this is actually brand new. I will be hauling it soon, but it's the English Laundry Pour Femme. It's the pink one, and I really like it. It's a really nice, sweet shade. The guy I'm dating told me he thinks it smells like brown sugar. So if that means anything to you. But it's really nice, and I like that a lot. So that's my monthly makeup bag. I know I chose a lot of makeup, but if you watch my collection, you know that I have a ton more. So I just wanted to give myself a bunch of options still and not feel like I'm too limited. But still kind of focus in on some things. I also, you know, I just think this is a fun little thing. And anything that I have hauled will be added to this after they're hauled, which I have a haul coming up really soon. So, that's all I have for you. Let me know if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments, any of that. Talking to y'all is one of my favorite things, and I will see y'all real soon. Bye!